Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Couple of J's podcast. I'm your host, PJ.
And I'm your host, MJ. And we
we're
are back.
Let's go.
We
2026, man, 2025 was such a blessing for us.
It was. It definitely was.
We're now married.
Let me fix my things.
We have a 7-month-old baby girl. So, God has just been good to us. So,
yes.
We
were able to move last year, and just so many things. And I feel like this year we have been with our families so much more.
Absolutely. That's been a blessing.
And it just feels so good.
Yeah.
2025 was definitely a good year for us.
The Lord had his hand on us.
We found a church.
Yes. Elevate Life. Shout out to Elevate Life. Yeah. ELC, Meriden, Connecticut.
Wallingford, Meriden, Wallingford.
Yeah. Oh man, just a great community.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fellowship there is amazing.
We would love to get more into that too, but it is a little difficult with like our schedules right now. But we try to make it work.
Shout out to Pastor Jay, man.
Yeah.
Dude is doing his thing.
So started going to church, and there's just so many things that were just like aligned for us, and it's just been such a blessing, and we're very grateful for that. So, we're here today wanting to come back, start our podcast again, like we never left.
Yeah, 2026, we're full throttle ahead. You want to get going?
Yeah, let's do this. Okay. So, I think my husband has been gaslighting me for years, and I just proved it. I have been married to my husband for 5 years. On paper, he's perfect, calm, logical, never raises his voice. Everyone says I'm lucky. But for years, I felt like I'm losing my grip on reality. It started small. I'd put my keys on the counter. They'd be in my purse later. I'd swear we had conversations. He said it never happened. I'd remember events differently than he did, and he always sounded so confident when correcting me. Whenever I questioned it, he'd say things like, "You've always had a bad memory. You're really sensitive lately. I think you're projecting stress." I started keeping notes in my phone, then those notes disappeared. He said I must have deleted them. The breaking point came when I found a receipt for a hotel room dated on a night he told me he worked late. When I asked him, he calmly told me I was reading it wrong and suggested I talk to someone about my anxiety. So I did something awful. I bought a tiny voice recorder and hid it in our bedroom. For 2 weeks, I recorded everything. And I was right. I caught him moving my things and then telling me I misplaced them. I caught him admitting on the phone that if she thinks she's unstable, she'll never leave. Caught him rehearsing arguments out loud so he could sound calm and reasonable later. The worst part, listening to the recordings. I realized how intentional it all was. This wasn't carelessness, it was strategy. I confronted him with the evidence. He didn't apologize. He smiled and said, "You had to go that far? That proves my point." I left that night. Now he's telling everyone I'm mentally unwell and that I secretly recorded him, which apparently makes me the villain. Mutual friends are split. Some say what I did was illegal and manipulative. Others say I saved myself. I keep replaying his voice in my head, wondering how close I came to actually believing him. So, was I the asshole for secretly recording my husband to prove he was gaslighting me?
No, I don't think you were the asshole. I think you did what was necessary. Gaslighting and narcissism is very common with people.
Too common.
Yeah, too common. So, if you feel like someone is, calling you crazy or, you have doubt, I think you have to do what's necessary to reassure yourself.
Yeah. I do feel like to even have to go that far just says a lot about the person that you're with, right? Like you should never be in a relationship and feel like you're going crazy or feeling like your reality isn't your reality, So her going that far, I mean, she did what she had to do.
Yeah.
I do believe she did what she had to do for her sanity. That's a lot. Like what? That's like when you think about it both ways, like that's like you really invading personal space, like because you just never know.
But I mean, when they're married, there's a covenant there. Like I should be able to record within my household. Like I don't think I don't think that there's
Without consent is crazy.
consent. You're my wife or I'm your husband, and like you should be able to record me. There should not be anything sneaky going on. Like, I mean, would I want to? No. But if I grew suspicion because you were like making me feel crazy or gaslighting me,
have to do what you have to do.
Yeah, I need to reassure myself. And if I recorded you and I got nothing out of it, I mean, then that will secure me a little bit, and I'm like, I won't do it again. Like she's not doing nothing.
Yeah, and that's where you think, okay, maybe I need to communicate with my partner, a little better. Maybe
right.
You have to really.
Do you think the communication should come before, or before you
start doing things going that far?
Yeah, well, she did say that when she was like talking to him or whatever, that he would say she's going crazy. So that's kind of hard to have a conversation with.
Yeah, when you're dealing with a person like that. I mean, dealing with narcissists and gaslighting people, manipulators, is very, very difficult. I feel like a lot of us have been through that, majority of us. And they can really, really change your whole view of everything. I feel like of the world, of people. They can literally change you from innocent to reckless. Like,
no, honestly,
they can make you from normal to crazy and asylum. How do you say that? See, I can't pronounce words. Asylum.
Nah, seriously, dating a narcissist and a gaslighter will drive you insane. I've obviously, before our marriage, there was people that I dealt with, prior, and you want to believe the best in them, and you want to justify behavior, but it's when they're crazy, they're crazy. You know what I'm saying? When they make you believe that you're the problem, and you're literally like stuck in a psychosis, like because you're like, I don't think, but maybe I am, because I'm constantly self-reflecting. So I'm like, am I being a bad person, or is this true? So you justify the behavior, and then you're stuck in this cycle of like forgiveness, and narcissism is it's
demonic.
Yeah,
it's a different type of demon that you're dealing with, a different type of spirit, and like I said, it's hard to get out of that. It's like a trap. Like they truly will have this like spell on you. It's really insane, but it's so
because
true.
Of the emotional
abuse.
Yeah, the emotional abuse that you're dealing with, especially if you've been like in anything traumatic prior, or you've had like neglect as a kid or anything like that. Like, they know how to dig into the deeper things in you to like make you feel like you're not good enough, and you want to feel reassured by them. So that thing kind of like locks you in.
Right. And then they'll know how to use and control you the way that they need for themselves.
Right.
Truly, like I said, very demonic. You need to definitely, if you run into situations like that, definitely pray about it. Anything that's just like out of your control, you don't know, pray about it. Yeah. I know people close to me that have prayed for answers. They've got those answers. Now it's just up to you to make that decision. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna go? You know?
Yeah.
So so how do you feel like you've dealt with that stuff in the past? How did you like finally wake up from that and realize like I'm in this psychosis of this person's control and narcissism?
To be honest with you, like I was so disappointed in myself. Like, looking back, I'm like,
me too.
I'm like, how did, when,
Disgusting.
where, why? And one, it was insecurity. Right?
Yeah.
I was a little insecure. Two, I projected the type of person that I am onto them, and I'm a healer naturally, right? So healers attract to narcissistic people. People who want to heal and protect tend to attract to those kind of people. So where I got stuck in, where I was justifying behavior and thinking that they would grow the same way I grew, or the same way I wanted to grow, right? So like you kind of for me, the thoughts that I had with myself was like, well, I'm imperfect, right? And I came from nothing, and I was able to outgrow some of those behaviors. So certainly they can, right? You know, like certainly they could be a better person. But, you know, when that spirit is in them, there is no fixing that.
Right.
You know, and those type of people hate self-reflection.
Yeah.
Right? They hate for you to put up a mirror, which is why you and I get along so well. Why? Because you are self-reflective. When we get into anything, you are the type of person that will not respond quickly. You're slow to respond. You're slow to react, you know, and you will, you know, take into account about what I'm saying. So when the mirror goes up, you're willing to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know, not many people can do that.
Yeah. And even coming from a person like me that can do that, it doesn't mean that's something that is easy to do.
Right.
It's not, because now you have to look at yourself and look at your flaws that you haven't seen before, you know. So that can be difficult, and I'm not perfect, but that's something that I still feel like I'm still trying to get better at.
Yeah.
And just get better at, improve, because I even find myself sometimes just being a little quick to respond because I feel like I already have the answers.
Yeah.
And I just realized, like, that's just not healthy. Like, there's certain things that I have to fix within myself, within how I respond, or, you know, there could be things that I might not want to change, all right, that are things that I'm used to, that is like you might need from me, that is like pulling teeth, you know, that is just 1000%. Like, but I don't care about this, you know, and even if something doesn't bother you, but it bothers your partner, it bothers your partner. So because you love that person and you're together, or you want to be with that person, you should be able to set aside your feelings and how you feel, whether it's something that bothers you or not, for your partner, if that makes sense. And I really thought about that, and I think about that till this day and try to use that, right? So when we were talking earlier, I was responding to you like, well, I don't really care about that, right? And he could be quick to respond. So before I could, because as I said that, right when it came out of my mouth, I kind of corrected myself in my brain. Yeah. And I thought of that, you know, what I was told. But then you responded so quickly, I was like, I would just let it be. If I have to correct myself later, I will. But yeah, it's important to be selfless in your relationships, even though that could be hard, but that's something that I have to remind myself. Selfless
and self-reflective, right? Like, those are the two things that, you know, it's going to acquire you to be compatible with someone. You know, you cannot be stuck in your ways. Like, you know, earlier today you did hit me with some positivity, and I was like, man, I can do better. Like, I think I was pointing out some of the things you don't do, right? And I was focused on that part, so focused and zoned in on, like, the things that you don't do correctly. And I thought to myself, after you responded positively and so great and so good, I'm like, dang, am I offsetting what I'm saying to her right now? Do I tell her how great she is as often as I tell her flaws? Because I can get caught in, like, correction mode.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I don't want to do is continue to point out flaws, and then now you feel like it's an attack, when really I'm just trying to, like, correct maybe a bad behavior or whatever. So I had to think to myself, like, do I, you know, focus on her good as much as I've focused on her bad,
right?
You know, and do I voice it the way I'm voicing these negative things, right? You know, so and I don't.
Yeah, and with that, when you do point at, you know, your partner's flaws more than the good things, or even it out, at least they start to, at least this is how I start to feel, I think, is like you start to care less about your flaws. Yeah. Like, you start to kind of just like, whatever, I don't care. Yeah. It's just who I am, I guess. Like, you know, you start to do that, and you start kind of deflecting, you know, and it turns you from like, super reflective and I got it and
So I don't really
into
care.
like I don't care anymore and this is just what you got to deal with, you know?
Yeah. So
Causing tension
yeah,
in the
yeah,
relationship, and that's just no good.
So that and that's something that needs to be worked on constantly, right? Because as humans, we tend to only look at the bad because we want perfection.
Mm-hmm.
We want perfection from people, and we come imperfect.
Right.
Jesus was the only perfect person that ever
Right.
walked this world. So, we can't receive that from our partner. So, if you're constantly self-reflecting and if you're constantly trying to grow in that area, then when you do get into these tit for tats, I guess, these little debates, these little arguments, or these little things that you go through in relationships, when you self-reflect, you're able to kind of correct yourself. Self-correction is very hard.
And I also feel like giving each other that time and space to do that, because I feel like when we're together or we're like just stuck underneath each other all day and we're having some like tension, you stay stuck. At least I do. I stay stuck in the stubbornness of like, well, he's just like that, like. But I notice when I like have to leave the house and go to the store real quick, I like sit in the car and I'm like, it's time to talk to my guy because man, he got me with this one. Like, it gives you that time and that separation to think about what it is that you can do better with yourself, for your partner, in your marriage, and that's really important too. I do have something kind of to get off of the subject a little bit, but still kind of on it. And I was just thinking, I be hearing a lot of people say, when they are married, how they keep their marriage going and how their marriage lasted so long is by not bringing up divorce. Like, they'll never say or threaten each other with divorce, right? They'll never even talk about it. It's not in discussion. But I wanted to know your opinion on that. Like, what do you think?
In a joking way?
Do you think that's important? Like,
in a joking
no, like
way?
they don't joke about it. Like, I hear people, like older people, say this. I hear it a lot.
Well, I mean, what you speak, the power of the tongue is powerful. So you speak that even jokingly or not, you can manifest that by accident. So
we should stop.
We joke around just like, on each other's
He act
heads.
like
We know we ain't going nowhere, ain't nothing happening, but we just be.
And it don't even be bad.
Yo, she has this thing where I don't know what it is. Like, if she was single, type of thing. Like,
oh, don't say that. They're gonna come for me. I'm canceled.
But not in that way. Just like
hypothetical.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
And
but he'll make a comment like, because you wouldn't, because you would be out there with the next person mad quick or something. You'll say something and then it escalates, and it's not even that serious. And when we do joke about it, it's not. We don't have like these crazy arguments or anything.
We don't really argue.
We don't. It's just like conversation, but it's funny because it's like hypothetical.
I think she'd just be bored.
Yeah.
She's a Som. She's a stay-at-home mom. So she's just got all day to think and do hypotheticals. And listen, man, 2026, all those hypotheticals are coming to the podcast because she needs this time to kind of vent and get some stuff
all
out.
right, this is not. Yeah, what? Don't
this
do
is therapy.
This. Don't do this. Don't even.
Nah, but but yeah, back to the to narcissism. I think the guy is messed up.
Lock him up.
Yeah. People need to have discernment in relationships, because those type of things, those type of people can control you. Mm-hmm. So you gotta know your boundaries. You gotta know that the person is coming from a place of love and not control.
Yeah.
So take heed to the leader in your household. but do not let them overstep. Right? Do not your husband. In God's law, it goes God, your husband, then your wife, and then your children. But a good husband knows how to lead without having demands, and a good wife knows how to submit without feeling inferior, so, but you got to have these conversations. You got to have your boundaries. You got to know what you're willing to settle for and what you're not.
And allow God into your marriage.
Yes.
I feel like we can even do better with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, God has entered our home. We pray, we do the necessary things to kind of keep our household covered. Can we be better? We can always be better, but I think God views us as imperfect.
Yeah.
And he knows that, and he knows where our heart is, though, right? So our heart is with him.
Right.
Our actions are with him. How we move are with him. So he sees that.
Yeah.
We're not lukewarm.
Yeah.
We're very, very much with Jesus.
Yeah, I think that's the scary part with everything is making sure and having these standards for yourself and expectations. And that's where I kind of get into my head, like, are we allowing him to come into our marriage enough every single time? That's just things that I think about. I have like higher expectations for myself because I feel like I've been through these levels already with God since a little girl. Like, you just kind of grow more and more and more into it, whether that be your faith strengthening, your love for others strengthening, and just following Jesus, getting, you just coming closer to him. I don't know. It's just expectations, I guess. Like, you can always do better. I think and are you doing enough?
We have these standards for ourselves. And listen, we all fall short some way, somehow. Like I said, your heart, he knows your heart, right? So I feel like, your actions sometimes may not match where your heart is with him. I
like that.
Right? So
because it's so true.
Yeah, like
even when like reading the Bible, right? Like, it's like, damn, I need to open that book. You'll dream about opening that Bible and reading it, but you still not doing it for some reason because maybe you have so much going on. But it's like your heart is like, I know I want to read. I know I need to read. I need to get in my word. I need to feel that closeness with him. And that just reminds me of that as well.
Yeah. But as long as your heart is there, I like I said, and you're not lukewarm, I think you're good.
Take it. Thank you.
I think you'll be fine.
How much is the session?
Therapy. Couple of J's. You want some therapy?
Comments. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much wrapping up our
podcast for tonight.
Yep. Our 2026 podcast.
First podcast of the year.
Yes. Baby is asleep. We feel very accomplished. This is just been good. This is good. No, she's just knocked out, hasn't woken up, nothing.
And that's time.
See you later.
This is a couple of J's and we're out. Wait, what am I doing? What am I like?